Is there anybody out there? I ask myself. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Woodturning in the stable studio. Relax, chill out. I've already had some abuse, so let me just introduce you to my earworms before I tell you what we're going to try and do today. There we go. Mark the gentleman woodturner.
Hi,
Pete from Twisted Trees.
Hi everyone.
Joe the Angel.
Good afternoon.
The angelic singer.
Hey,
Why
watch
are
it.
you laughing, Beckett? And Mr. Mike Walt again.
Good afternoon, everyone, and a happy new year to you, and welcome.
Thanks for coming along, guys. So this afternoon, we're going to try and do. Once I drink my tea, set that over there, finish with that now. I've got a piece of. Is Ben in yet? No, probably not. It's actually walnut, a piece of American walnut on the lathe today. It's not very big. There's been a debate already today about the size of this piece of wood. This is the second piece I've had to burn. It's 4.5 inches tall, and it's 3 inches wide. So we'll get a little 3-inch. What we're going to make is a box, a simple box, and the plan is to have the sensible Mike Walt kind of talk me through how to make a simple box. How about that? That's the plan. Ably assisted by Pete from Twisted Trees, who's the second most sensible person. And then Mark the Joker will come along and
mess it all up. Yeah.
Ready?
oh, dear.
I'll do drawings.
And
Yeah.
Joe is going to be our narrator. She's going to tell us who's in. She's going to tell us who's in.
I am.
And
I will.
I'm going to try and do some turning. It could be a bit of fun, guys. Let's just play and see how it goes. So back in the background you go. And let's make a start. I'll start. First things, obviously, I have to make this round. So we'll make it round first. And Joe can tell us who's in whilst I'm making it round.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome. and welcome along. So we've got 2 dodgy characters at the beginning, which is Mark and Pete. And then we've got Glyn at Wood Dancers, Gerard the French Turner, Lawrence Brigadier. We've got myself, of course, the Angel. We've got Michelle Ousby, Chris Dodds, Spitfire 1592, Copperall Woodturning, Robert Dolman, Terry Bartlett, Steve Hill, Todd at Glencove Woodworks, Doug at Wood Spun Round, another dodgy character, Mike Wall, William Kenny, Brent Beecroft, Paul Houghton. We're getting there.
Somebody falling asleep. All right, now here's somebody
Michael
falling asleep.
McEwen, Woodworm Paul, Woodwork Learner, Andy.
Hi, Andy.
And that is it for at the moment. And who was snoring?
Don't know.
Mike Walt.
Oh, thanks, Mark. I tell you what, mate. There's nothing like ratting your friends out straight away. No waffle.
No hesitation.
I'd love you to be interviewed by the police. Who was it, Mike Walt?
Honestly, Governor, I didn't see about Mike Walt was there.
We've also got Wyvie Woodshed and Kitey Shed in the chat as well.
Wyvie.
Right, we've got one piece of round timber. Now, next thing, do I need is to put a 10 on either end. That's sensible for doing a box.
Sounds good.
So we're going to use this this little mini chuck, 2-inch,
Mark Harvey's
2-inch
just
chuck.
joined.
Hi, Mark.
Good afternoon.
Hi, Mark.
And Seth from Brickhouse Craftworks.
Hi, Seth.
Hi, Seth.
Morning.
Seth.
So this little record power SC2 chuck, which has got nice little jaws, 42 inches, 42 inches, 42 mil.
Little Chuck.
That's a little chuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, 42 mil for a tannin, and 38 mil. So 42 mil for a mortise and 38 mil for a tannin. So let's make 2 tannins.
Do you think you can say all that again? Because I'm totally confused now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Just do it in Imperial.
SC3 chuck. I can't do it in Imperial. I don't
Right,
know what
okay.
that is.
No, I'll look it up. SC3.
It's a SC2. SC2.
Small.
SC2.
Seth from Brickhouse Craftworks is in.
Small chuck,
Seth.
2 inch, basically. SC. Small
Wake up,
chuck,
Mark.
2 inch.
Yeah,
This-
wake up, Mark. I've just said
Keep
that.
up, mate. Queen Victoria's dead
Yeah,
as
keep
well.
up.
Oh, gee, oh dear.
When that happened?
Anyway,
Never.
Thank
Thought she
you.
was a-
Woodturnings by Barry is in.
Hello, Barry.
Paul Finley Woodturning at home is in.
Hello,
Hi,
Paul
Paul.
Finley.
Good afternoon.
so 38 mil, roughly. So I'll just take that down a little bit. And I'm going to use about a 6 mil or 7 mil cannon. Shouldn't need that much. So this little 10 mil beading and parting tool, so we're just using that to make the tannin. Let me just set my calipers.
Are you using the ruler that's on your headstock?
I'm using the ruler that is on my headstock, is correct.
It's very handy. That.
It's there.
Oh, does the Stratos XL not have a ruler attached to the headstock?
No, I
Does it
have
not?
a ruler. I have a 12-inch ruler attached to the back of my bench behind me.
So your
which
lathe
I
didn't
do.
come with a. Your lathe didn't come with an attached ruler then.
No, it didn't. No.
Cheapskate of a lathe, that.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a real
Dewey
cheapskate of a lathe.
Shed is in. Good afternoon, Dewey.
Hi, Jerry.
Hello, Dewey. Shemaima. Happy New Year, to you. I was going to mention something because I've been told I've got to be sensible today, but I'd just like to mention that they call Joe a angel. Well, in actual fact, she is Spanish, and her full name is Jose Angel Senor. So,
We'll see again.
Jose,
Angel is the Spanish way or Mexican way of saying angel.
Jose Angel Senor.
I said it, Angel Senor.
He did. He's
So
not listening, Mark. Mark, wake up.
Steve from SK Grouse is in.
Hi, Steve.
Hello, Steve.
Steve.
Happy New Year to you, Steve. Welcome.
Sound happy
So
about
nice.
it.
No, I'm being serious. This is what Mark normally says.
Well, yeah, you're doing the Mark voice, I see. Yeah.
I
okay.
am. When Mark's really PISSED off, it's hello. Yeah, hi everyone. Really nice.
Yeah,
to be
hello.
here.
Nice to be here.
All my doors have been
Just make it
painted,
so
and I
exciting.
sat watching them all dry. I've got nothing better to do than sit here and watch Brian J. speak. Oh.
Just while Steve's been in, Steve has come into the chat. Just to highlight the fact that the makers' t-shirts are available. I'll just model mine. Look.
Yes, I've ordered mine, but I haven't received it yet. I've got a feeling.
Oh,
Steve's
that's the biggest problem with it. There's a picture of
Yeah.
Mike Walker on here somewhere.
Steve's
Right.
actually
Right in the
tuning in
bottom,
from
look.
That's
Steve's
that's
actually,
Wayne.
Oh, no,
that's
that's-
not me.
Is this Mike
That's
Walker? Mike?
No, I'm
No,
on
it's
the
not.
front.
No,
No,
he's
it's
Then.
on the front left,
Where is he?
below your left breast.
middle.
3 down
Three
on the
left
left
hip.
nipple. You can't
Right
see.
there.
You see,
Right
his
there.
man
my boobs out the
boobs
way.
are covering it.
Let's
Yeah.
get back to the
Steve's-
overhead camera.
Steve's actually
Okay.
tuning in from the Cayman Islands this morning, folks.
The link
Well,
is
it
in
would be if
the
you
it's
actually
pinned to the
promised
top
us a
of the
link to
chat.
this.
Yeah, the link's in
Right.
the top of the chat, guys. It's pinned to
Quick
the top of the
question from Mike Walt. Serious.
chat.
Serious.
Go on then.
Right. What proportions are you going to be applying to this box?
I was thinking the usual kind of 2/3, 1/3 sort of.
Excellent. Yeah. Only just asking.
You know what? You could go for 3/4, 1/4, because you can put another one on top of it as well.
I'm not putting another one on top.
Yeah.
No, not today.
Yeah, you could go 3/4 quarter,
No,
but
no.
I don't like that. But that's up to Pete's got more experience than me.
I haven't.
I just did that
Depends how
by
big
eye.
you're not, how big your protrusion is going to be on the top.
Yeah.
Right there. I put a line on it, and I've just did that by eye. I think that's about 2/3, 1/3. I think.
That looks about right.
We'll
Yeah,
find it.
all right.
We'll find it.
My connection's gone
Slightly
again.
less. Look. Good. I mean, oh, that's bad. So it's
Damn
slightly
it
less
all.
than that. So I could make the lid a little bit smaller. Hold about there somewhere. 1, 2, 3. There you go. So if I just change that to there, that'll be thirds.
Michelle said,
How about that?
with regards to you modelling your t-shirt.
Yep.
Hold your belly in.
No. What belly? I haven't got a belly. That's why I'm exercising, because I've got a big fat belly. Now, what's next?
Part.
Part this off.
Yep.
Use my thin parting tool on that line.
2 tanners on there.
I've got 2 tannins, yeah. I have a tannin
Right.
on this end and a
Well,
tannin
before
on
you
this
part it
end.
off, stick it in the chuck, makes it easier.
Oh, it does. I can hold it better. That's a good plan. That's a good
Hang on,
plan.
hang on. That's Mike's job to be sensible. Sorry.
Yeah, you're right.
Mark,
He's,
no,
Mike's having trouble with his. Mike's having trouble because he's out in one. He's gone out. He's gone out, and he's back in again.
I'm-
So I've now got
Mark,
2 mics.
I'm back again now. Yeah.
Mark
Sorry
Harvey,
about
the
that.
timber is
Oh.
walnut. It's a piece of walnut.
You're back
Fine,
now,
isn't it?
Mike. So the discussion was that we need to
Yeah.
put
What,
this in
what
a
I've
chuck
had to
now.
do, guys, is
Run away.
right. I've had to shut down YouTube, so I can't watch. I can't see the chat. Okay.
You can still see it in StreamYard.
Something. Yeah, I'm watching in StreamYard. Oh, what the chat?
You can see the chat in StreamYard. You just can't interact in StreamYard. You can't type anything in.
Oh, okay. That's fine. That's good. Okay, I got it. That's okay. Thank you.
Tiny little chuck.
I don't think it's black walnut. It's just American walnut.
American walnut, I said,
Yeah.
is the what was on the
Yeah.
label. That's the wrong chuck key. That's the right chuck key. The trouble with record power chucks, there's too many different keys. Just bring that up again just for a moment, just to make sure it seats properly.
For anybody in America watching, American walnut over here is blooming expensive.
Yeah,
Yeah, think yourselves lucky.
and these,
It is,
these boys
yeah.
just made me cut this 3 times.
No, we didn't. We told you to cut
Yes,
it
you
once.
did.
You cut it wrong.
No, you
Yeah,
made me
you
cut
just
it
did
3
your
times.
own thing.
You told me 4
Well
inches
done,
the first
Pete.
time, and I cut it 4.5. You said it's not big enough.
And you cut it 3.5.
Well,
we
you
told-
can make a box.
We told you to
Actually,
cut it at 4
you could
inches,
just make a small
and you
box.
cut it at 3.
No, this is terrible. This is terrible.
What's terrible?
No, not you. My connection. It's.
Oh, you can't hear interweb.
Douglas
I'm just-
Munham has joined the chat.
I'm actually just wiggling the
Hi,
tool
Douglas.
back and forward just a little bit in the cut so it doesn't bind. So I don't want to make too much of a cut here. The problem is it's that thin I can't see through the hole, so I'll shine my torch from underneath so as I can see. I've got about half an inch left.
Where's your sense of adventure? Turn the speed up. Chase it around the workshop. It'll be fine.
Chase it around the workshop.
I thought that was my job to say stuff like that.
Right, so I'll just remove the tailstock now. Not
Sorry,
gonna need
Mark,
that
didn't
again.
mean to impinge on your job.
Somebody needs to invent an electric winder for tailstocks.
Pete would have wound this up with a Would have potted this off with a chainsaw by now.
Yeah.
Good done.
Wayne has finished the box.
Possibly.
Yeah, Wayne would have, yeah.
Yeah, but we're trying to give this just a little. We're just taking our time with this so as we get to show people how to make a simple box. There we go. And the grain should somewhat line up. Not too bad.
Round it, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's very good.
Right, so put this bit to one side. Stick it over there.
Don't
And the
lose
next
it.
part we need to do is follow the inside. Is that right?
No.
No?
I
That's
think
what
it's-
you got to
I think
decide
it's-
is where's your
some of
mortise,
this.
where's your tenon?
Right.
You're,
So
you're having a mortise or a mortise on the on the base, or a
I think we'll make
mortise on the lid.
we'll make the mortise on the base.
Cool.
That makes sense?
Do it the other way
Figure out the
around.
size of your
Yeah,
mortise.
that's fine.
I usually
Or
have the tenon on the base and the mortise in the lid. It's easier to fit.
Right, so we'll make a tenon in here.
Yeah.
And how big a tenon do we need?
Just decide how far you want to come in from the edge.
Oh, that's what I mean. How big a tenon? Just a little bit in from the edge.
3.25 millimeters approximately.
Yeah. So is that tenon big enough, or is that
I
too
really
much?
apologise.
It makes
Yeah,
something
go-
trouble.
No, that's fine. I've got to apologise. I've got to go into the house and reset the router, so I'll go out of
All right,
everything.
man.
I'll
Okay.
see you guys.
Just you
for
go
the
and do
next
that,
bit.
Mike, and then
Do
come
apologise.
back to me.
Start it in.
Don't mess it up, will you? While I'm out.
Try not to, Mike, while you're away.
Okay, mate.
Now,
So
we'll
just
see you in
one
a
of-
bit.
Keelan has joined us. Good
So just
afternoon,
want a little lip
Richard.
there, guys. Is that what we're saying? Just a small little lip,
Yeah.
just
No,
like
you
that?
want to you want to go in a bit further than that.
And a bit further.
Yeah.
And Gerard is just nipping off to go and
No,
pick
no, hang on,
up
Brian.
his better half.
Right,
You
stop
need
again.
You need the length of your tenon to be long
Yep.
enough to put the lid on.
We understand that, but that's about 2 mil at the minute, so I'm just going to make it a little bit longer. I'll just
Yeah,
try
you
and get the depth first, and then I'll make the length.
Yeah.
So that doesn't make sense, does it?
I wouldn't go further in than that, but go further down now.
Yeah. So that's just about half my beading tool there, so that's roughly about 5 mil.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
good.
4, it's maybe
Yeah,
4
that's
mil,
about
to be
right.
honest.
Should be 3.25 like you were told, but you know.
Well, let me just measure it, will I? I don't think 3.25 will make any difference. Right, so that's that. So now I can leave that. I need to leave a little room and hollow the inside now, is that right?
Yeah, you also, while you've got that beading tool in your hand, in all seriousness, just on the leading edge of that tenon, just chamfer. Just put a slight chamfer on it.
We're here.
Yes.
Okay.
Malcolm Douglas has joined us. Good afternoon.
Didn't he join just now?
No,
Oh. Hello,
that was
Malcolm.
Douglas Mungham.
Oh, that was Douglas Mungham.
Come on, get with the programme,
you go.
fellas. Have to
So
So
keep
just put,
straight.
so the reason we just put a slight chamfer on the edge of that, so it's kind of angled here. So when you put
Just
it tightens up
makes
as
it-
it goes further on.
Yeah,
It's
it makes it
easier.
easier fitting the lid.
Right.
So now you want to decide how thick you want the wall of the tenon to be.
And
So
how
now
thick is it usually?
2 or 3 mil is usually about right. Yeah, that's fine.
if I just spin that up there and put a line on there.
Yep.
And then a hollow out
Oh,
to
I
that
would
now.
have thought so.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, we'll do that then.
Good trick to do with this stage is use a parting tool and just run a line down the inside of that pencil line with your parting tool, and that's your to cut 2 line.
My this parting tool.
Yes. Just on the inside of that pencil line.
So we'll bring it back a little bit so it's not on the angle. And we'll just do that. So I've actually left the line on there so as I can see the line.
Yep, that's the way.
I might want to take it out a little bit thinner as I hollow, but
Yeah, that's it. But now you
Okay.
know where. Now you've got a
oh,
visual guide to where to go to.
so to hollow this, I'm just going to hollow it using a spindle rough
Ooh,
spindle gauge.
blocked.
What?
Another one's gone. Spammer.
Oh, is that another spammer? Wow, well done, Mark.
And Benjamin's joined
see-
us.
Hi, Ben.
Where,
Peter-
Ben?
Peter Cochrane's joined us.
So
Hi,
I'm just
Peter.
making sure
Hey,
this is
gentlemen.
lined up exactly on the centre. And it's level, so as I can use it as a boring tool.
And Ben, do you recognise the wood?
Just for you, Ben. Just for you.
Just for you. What do you think it is, Ben?
Guess
So
before anyone tells him.
speed about 1100. We'll just keep this horizontal and push it straight into the middle.
Come on, Ben. Guess. Type faster.
Type faster. And we don't want to go through the bottom of this, so we'll just get our tiny little depth gauge and use that and see where we are. Yeah, I've got about another half an inch to go.
Just checking. I didn't ban Ben by accident.
No, you didn't.
No,
No.
I didn't. That's right.
But I've
Ben.
got to say, you were
Poor
full of
Ben.
enthusiasm when you did it.
Well, it got me worried then.
Right, let's see
Can't
where
ban
that's.
Ben, he owns YouTube.
So if I leave that like that, that leaves me a little bit to part off at the bottom,
It is a
and I
lovely
can
bit
round
of
the bottom
walnuts.
off. Okay, so that is 45 mil deep, and now we'll just hollow that out. We'll just do a little bit of back hollowing.
Rex B is in the chat. Good afternoon, Rex.
You can use whatever method you want to hollow. But I'm trying to do this with as few tools as possible. So we'll just use this spindle roughing gouge. Spindle gouge.
No, don't use that.
Hiya, Rex. Back colouring with a spindle gouge is probably
Need a little bit more light in there.
the most efficient way to hollow out anyway.
Yeah, well, probably is, yeah. For small things it is.
Yeah.
And that noise you hear is the tool vibrating on the wood. So as we get nearer the bottom, I just want to bring out the bottom so that it's rounded rather than square.
Have you got a half-inch spindle gouge?
Have I got a what?
Have you got a
Half-inch?
half-inch? Yeah,
A
a bigger one, basically.
bigger one.
I don't think you have you?
Well, it's a slightly heavier one. It's a Simon Hope one, slightly heavier. It's 10. It's not half-inch. It's 10 mil. But it's just a little bit heavier.
Yeah.
You need a half-inch one as well. I recommend the Ashley Isles.
And when doing boxes like this, that little box platform that you've got is absolutely perfect.
Yeah, I
doing
have a
this.
little. I'll show you it, but I have a little bit of a problem now.
You don't like using it, do you?
I do like using it. It's actually. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a minute, because I don't have one now. Because the one I had was had a 25mm post in it, and
And you're
this is his
30.
it's the 30mm post, so it doesn't fit anymore. But it would have been ideal. You're right, because it would have just slid. It's about this wide, sits inside the box, and you can get your tool supported all the way in. Then
We definitely need to buy a new tool post from Axminster and have the modular flat table rest to go on it.
well, I have the modular Sorby one, so I just need to get the flat table.
Sneinton sell them. Shall I add it to the list for you?
Yeah, just add that to the list, Mark. It's not.
Good.
There's nothing. There's actually nothing much on the list at the moment.
Well,
Oh,
Michelle
Michelle
just-
says Mark just order it.
just look right on it. Hold on.
Right, that should be good. Let's have a quick look in there.
Ordered.
Ordered. Good man, Mark. That was quite nice. So the bottom starts to curve in from about here and then goes into the bottom. So I'm just going to use my this little scraper, this negative rake scraper, just to finish off the bottom of this box. Just check that the height is correct. Just make sure there's no tool marks in there and there's no little nub in the middle.
Todd at
The old
Glencoe
gets in.
Who's in?
Woodworks
Glenn.
is asking Brian, are there any
Yes.
advantages to using a Forstner bit versus a spindle gouge to hollow?
Well, for a small box like this, no, there is no real advantage. But if you're doing something deeper, it would maybe be easier to use a Forstner bit. But yeah,
The problem with the
Depends
Forstner
on
bit,
your
again,
setup.
basically.
If you use a Forstner bit, then the pressure is just towards the headstock. So if you've got a smaller
That's true.
lathe, it can be useful to use that to get the bulk of the material out of the way.
So we'll switch the extractor on, we'll give it a quick sand on the inside.
the only problem with the Forstner bit, when you're doing boxes like this, is the Forstner bit
Yeah.
will leave a dimple, a further
Yep.
dimple in the bottom, which you then have to chase out with either a scraper or a spindle gouge. So
There's
it's
Mike back again, guys.
horses for courses.
Hi guys,
Alright.
sorry about that. My God, you made a
Right.
mess of that since I've been away, haven't you?
Thanks, Mike.
That's
Appreciate
all
that,
right,
man.
mate.
You
Looking
can get
good?
guidance from me and Mark instead of you.
Well, that's it then. Did you hollow or force the bit out of interest?
I hollowed it with a spindle gouge, mate.
Right, okay.
We
That-
just
that was
discussing
that was a
Somebody asked
discussion
a
was-
question.
Yeah, somebody asked the question. Was it was Todd, I think. Is it easier to use a Forstner bit or hollow it out? Now that really depends on the size of the box, really. I think.
Yeah, well, you,
So it does depend on the size of the lathe as well, because if you've got a small lathe,
Well, that's true, yeah.
a Forstner bit will get rid of the bulk.
Yeah.
Without having to push against the lathe.
and it's worthwhile mentioning as well that my personal preference is exactly what Brian's doing, is having a curved bottom as opposed to a square bottom, purely and simply because it's easier to get items out of the box.
Yep.
They gather in the middle and you bring them out. If you use a Forstner bit, you can still get the same effect by going down not quite as far as you need to, or just rounding off the corner, if you like, to the centre of the box. Here end of the first lesson.
Yeah, that's my
Charlie
method. I like
Taylor.
a curvy bottom as well.
Sorry,
Charlie
Joe.
Taylor has Charlie Taylor has joined us.
Hi,
No need to
Charlie.
shout.
Charlie.
Welcome along, mate.
No need to shout, Charlie. Joe. Sorry, Jose. Jose.
Jose.
Jose.
So this is 240
Apart from
grip.
Codworth.
So I did 120, 180, and now I'm doing 240.
Ben's made actually quite a common sense statement. So you're feeling all right, Ben?
Ben,
Cool.
He
hold
says
on.
he finds the most efficient approach is to use a drill in a handle to remove the center and mark your depth, then spindle gouge or scrape out the rest. Forcing a bit can actually be a bit slower.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's a fair point. Fair point.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
You've gone
I
feel
right
think
it,
down
Ben.
in my estimation, Ben. That was a sensible comment.
So there's at least 4 different methods of following.
Mm.
So,
Mm.
and your tool of choice is your tool of choice. Whatever you like, basically.
Exactly.
You know, if you want to use a Simon Hope hollowing tool or a spindle gauge or whatever, basically.
I mean, we all know that traditionalists and purists always say, "Oh, you shouldn't use a scraper to hollow out." That, in my opinion, is absolute bunkum. And a box is an ideal item, actually,
Yes.
where it is in my opinion, an acceptable method of hollowing.
There we go.
2 questions there. One for me, Seth. The block on the little table on my it only fits between the bedways. There's no pivoting. And Douglas, you could remove the pimple from the center of the Forstner bits. The only problem with doing that is that pimple is there to stop the Forstner bit from wandering
Wandering
as it
about.
goes
Yep.
into the wood. If you remove it, you stand more of a chance of getting a wander.
Yes, totally agree. The only way you can do it, but I don't actually see the point, because the base of the divot will actually be your maximum depth of the box, if you like.
Yep.
If you take that off, you could do that. If you start with a smaller Forstner bit, then you can go to the next size up without a spur. But I really don't see the point, Douglas, to be honest with you.
Woodwork Learner, you can finish the inside of boxes with exactly the same finishes that you use on the outside.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any difference.
On the Forstner bit question,
Mm-hmm.
I have 2 50mm Forstner bits.
Yep.
One with the pimple ground off, and I use that when I'm doing mass production of tea light candle holders.
Mm-hmm.
I start it with the ordinary one with the point on it.
Yep.
Get it down about 1/8 of an inch in. Then I switch it over, which gives me a nice flat bottom for the candle holder to sit against.
Excellent idea. And how do you remove the spur? What's your method?
I just ground it off.
Just grind it off. Okay.
Glenn from Yorkshire Grit says, was it Robo Hippie that uses scrapers for everything?
Yes.
And very effectively too. It was.
Yeah.
And also, also the Wyoming Woodturner, he uses box scrapers when he's doing boxes.
Yeah.
Sam Angelo.
Yeah.
They're a very efficient tool for doing boxes, because you can grind the ends to match the profile of the bottom of the box that you want.
Yeah.
So if you do want a straight corner, flat bottom, just grind your scraper to that profile. But if you want a rounded one, just put a round on it.
Exactly.
Or French curve.
A little tip as well is that if you know me and negative rake scrapers, if you put a slight relief bevel on the top side of your scraper, it makes it as efficient, possibly not quite as longevity with the burr, but it also makes it a lot more user friendly, especially for the newer turner. Just put a little 20-degree or 25-degree relief bevel on the top of your
Keep talking, Mike. Keep talking. Don't stop talking, Mike. Keep talking, Mike.
Why is that, mate?
Hands are filthy, can be soft as your face. With
light brown Yorkshire gritty. Thank you,
Joe.
Angel. Thank you, Angel.
Jesus.
You're bad, Mark.
Jose.
You're bad, Mark.
He is bad.
I did
He's
try
gone up the
now.
list.
I tried, people. I tried.
I'll tell you what, there is nothing quite as rich looking as American walnut. Beautiful, beautiful wood.
Isn't it just?
So that feels like it's getting right and smooth now, so
You must be doing something wrong.
must be. So we'll put the product saver back on that. And we'll use a clean piece of tissue, turn the speed up a bit. Just set the wax a little bit. And we'll just use the original on the inside. On the outside, we'll see. We'll maybe have to use the microfine as well. See how that goes.
Well,
Well, it's not
Gerard, you
quite
missed
coming
me
off clean
singing.
yet.
Well, you better hit us again with it then, Joe.
No, I've got the
Yeah,
outside of the box to go.
There'll be
Yeah.
another opportunity later.
You
No matter
carry
what.
on. I've just muted my microphone, so.
Gerard's back. Hello, Gerard.
Hi,
There we go.
Gerard.
So that's the inside done, guys. I could finish that now, couldn't I? I'll just put some.
Remember, folks, pinned to the top of the chat is the link for the Maker's T-shirt, which Brian is modelling very well today.
badly.
Modelling. Modelling. Excuse me, I'm going to mute myself.
I need to go find a screw to open this tin with. I'm only joking, guys. I use my screw to cut. A little bit of Hampshire sheen just in there, just to give it a bit of a finish. I looked at that and thought that's a lovely finish on that already without any Hampshire sheen.
I was going to say, you could at this juncture, Brian, make a mention of how to get rid of tool marks.
How do you get...
I'm joking.
Wait a minute, hold on a minute.
I nearly had him then. He
What
nearly
tool
had it.
mark? What tool mark?
There is no
You-
tool mark. No,
You
I quite.
chancer, you.
Back to the
I don't
chainsaw
mind.
again.
Yeah.
I got him
Somebody
going
take
there.
Somebody take a chainsaw to Mike's legs. Ah, dear.
I think Wayne's got a spare chainsaw because he had to buy another one to get through the packing.
Speed up again.
What speed do you buff out at for
What
the new
speed?
returner? Yeah,
Well,
approximately.
when I was turning, hollowing, you mean?
No.
No,
When
you're
you're
polishing.
buffing, when you're
When I
polishing,
was roughing it here.
when you're polishing your
Oh, buffing,
desktop
sorry.
kit.
Oh, buffing.
God,
I thought you said
Jesus.
roughing.
No,
That's
roughing.
That's
No.
that Welsh accent.
Polishing,
So
Jimmy.
when I'm polishing it, it's when just that last little bit there, I was doing about 1200 revs,
Right.
but
Okay.
just a real light touch on it.
Charlie, it's walnut.
So that's that
American
bit.
walnut.
Right, that's the inside of the box done.
Peter Corcoran's got his T-shirt on as well.
My good
Looks
man,
very
Peter.
nice.
Well done, mate.
Oh, I'm
So,
glad you got your t-shirts, lads.
Have
Well,
you
'cause
got
we-
yours, Mike? Oh, look, Mike,
No.
I've got mine. Look,
We weren't-
look.
We weren't cheapskates, and we paid for the premier postage.
No, I didn't pay for Premier postage. I just got
Shut
it
up.
normal.
I didn't pay for
not-
Premier postage either. I got mine before Mark
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, indeed.
Shut up.
So, next. What do I need to do now, guys? I'm waiting for your advice now.
Right, the next
Right,
next
I
thing
need
to
to do
do.
something with
Oh,
the
go on,
outside.
go on, Pete. Go on, Pete.
My
I'm
next
not
thing to do, take that out of the chuck.
Okay, I need to chuck.
Throw
the
in the
lid in.
bin.
And put the lid in.
Throw
Okay.
in the bin and start again. That's what I do.
Right. So, should I mark on here where it's situated in the chuck so as I can find
No.
it again?
No, you don't need
No,
to.
you probably won't need to, but it doesn't hurt to do that just in case.
It's good habit, is it not? Get into.
It is.
Oh, wait,
Honestly,
just-
Todd
Just
Glencove
go
is
over
saying,
here.
texture the outside.
yeah, you could do.
Nice little
Yeah, but
band
not
of
yet.
texture around the bottom.
Go do that all at once, are we not?
Or
Go
you
do
could
the
do a
outside all at
texture.
once.
You could do
Yeah,
a
you could do.
texturing around the join when you finished it before you've put a finish on.
Right, so I've just marked that between jaws 1 and 4, so that I can see where it goes back in again. I'll show you that now. There you go. Little red mark. Just
Probably won't go back in, but
it'll probably go back in all right. But now put the lid back in, or the lid in for the first time, because I say not back in.
Oh, there's another one.
Give that a tighten up.
And blocked.
Another one.
Door 60 is in the
Ah.
chat.
Is that Griffin Muriel?
Yep.
Thank you, Ben.
Hi, Dora.
Ben,
So now,
hi, Dora. Ben says that he thinks Pete, Mark, and my logo should have been put right at the bottom of the shirt so it gets hidden when you tuck it in. Thank you. It's very
Yeah,
kind.
cheers.
mine is down at the bottom of the shirt, so
no Pete's, Pete's and Pete's, Mike's, and Huey's is at the bottom.
Hmm.
What am I looking for
Mine's-
here, guys?
Mine's
Look
at the
for-
bottom.
Very near, yeah. Look, you can see Mark's. Look, yeah, see, not done that way. There you go. Look, there you go. Just there. Look, see.
It's not quite as an official tutor badge, but nevertheless.
Yeah. It's no,
69.5 mil. I've made that. That's going to be interesting, eh?
half a mil
no,
out.
yeah, want to go in at 68 and then creep up on that.
I think that's it there somewhere.
Now, did you listen to Pete, or did you just
Yeah.
totally,
No,
totally
no, just
ignore
totally
him?
no. I just told him that's
Thought
it
you
there.
did.
No, that's it there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it now. How do I do this?
Glenn's
Yeah,
asking where's his logo.
He's
Make,
on the
put
back.
the pencil. So the pencil line's a bit bigger. No,
It's on the back, Glenn. You didn't think of that
That's
one, did
small.
you? Should have been on the front.
It's where
So
it
when it's-
belongs, Glyn. On the back of the shirt, so the chair is aware when you're going to sit in it.
oh, Glenn, here. Happy now, Glenn?
Forward a bit. There you go.
There you go.
Oh, it's a big one, isn't it? Oh, you've got a big one, Glyn.
Right, so I've made that. I've put a line inside the finish line, if you like. And now I have to make sure that's right. Put that up against there. Right, that's okay. So start to haul this out a little bit. So I'm just going to dome this a little bit.
Can I suggest something,
Yes, mate.
please? No, it's not suggest. It's not. Doesn't have to be done. When you're actually hollowing, you
Yeah.
can, if you so wish, you can use the. You can make a bit of a wall, if you like, for let's say a quarter of
This-
an inch. It's not the way that I always do it, but you could do that. So if you want to reverse turn the lid, you could actually do it in a chuck,
Okay.
as opposed to attaching it to the base when you've finished and doing it that way. So
All right, okay.
do you see what I mean? You can either go in, you can either start your dome from the edge, from where your thumb is, from where you are, the inside of the
Go in that way and
or you can go in
cut it like a bowl.
or you can cut it with about a quarter of an inch, just a bit of a grip, so you could actually replace it on your
Yeah.
chuck.
Well, what I intend to do is just do what I did on the lid and just make a little sort of
Shelf.
A little
shelf in
shoulder,
here. Just
a little shoulder, yeah.
a little shoulder, just inside that pencil line. Something like that.
That's right. And then you
A little
can,
bit further. And then we can
It
work
just-
on out to that.
it just gives you an alternate holding method.
So would it be better to hollow this coming this way? Or
Personally, I would, yeah.
Okay.
But it's only a shallow turn. Pete,
yeah,
what
it's
do you
only
say?
just a little.
Yeah, I would go the same. It's the wrong way, but it
Yes,
doesn't matter on that.
I think on lids and things like that, a push cut is great. Leaves a good finish and there's more chance of a catch.
So it's just kind of like
Yeah. More entertaining for everybody else.
Exactly. I mean, we're thinking of the viewers here.
It's a question there for you, Glenn. We'll let you decide whether you answer it.
He doesn't know the answer. The ingredients of Yorkshire grit are that secret, not even Glyn knows.
Well, they're not really that secret because they're on the tin.
It's on the tin.
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah, but
It's just,
I mean, reading.
just the proportions that are secret.
that means reading instructions, and we don't do things like that.
Careful.
Yeah.
Right, stop hollowing a minute.
Start the process now, doing some dry fits.
I just wanted to get to where I was happy with the lid. Should be fine. That's a mile. That should be a mile away. Well, not a mile away. Right. So now the best way to creep up on this is just to use my parting tool and scrape it on out, or will I use a gouge?
Parting tool.
Gouge.
Parting
So,
tool I would use.
Do the
Yeah.
Parting tool, make it easy.
the Tiny Turner method. So you use the shoulder of the parting tool.
That way?
No, that way, but you use the shoulder on the side, just to
Yeah.
scrape up.
Just scrape it.
Yep. That's enough.
Stop and fit. Yeah, I mean, if you do
I
it
know.
12 times,
I
yeah,
know.
well, okay, if you know, then we'll just
I
go.
know.
We'll
But
just laugh at you when you get it too loose.
But you remember I did a little pencil line and stuff in there as well, so that's too far away.
Now the thing with box fitting, I think Pete and Mike will agree, there's 3 types of fit. There's a woodturner's fit, which goes pop when you take the lid off. There's a lady's fit, which is you can lift the lid off without the bottom of the box moving, but it doesn't rattle around inside. And then there's the French fit, which is too loose.
Yep.
Oh, God. Oh, Marseille.
My favourite, yeah.
And personally, I always go for the turner's fit, and then I finesse it afterwards to make it
Yeah.
right.
I
Yep.
agree.
Because the turner's
Ah.
fit can be used to
As a
help turn
jam
the rest
jack.
of it.
That's kind of what I'm trying to do here. So basically, I'm going to set the bottom edge of the piece into the tenon, into the mortise, and then see how much I've got left at this end. Remembering that's twice as much.
Because you're aiming for 75% of the tenon to be able to fit in. That's what Emma does. She does 75% when you push it in from the bottom.
Lengthwise, you mean?
And it should, and then it should pop in.
So just take your time.
Yeah, it is a case of stop, take a bit, fit, stop, take a bit, fit.
Well, it is. But what I would tend to do is leave the lathe on, move the tool rest well out of the way,
Yes, I get a burn mark.
put the box up against it, get a burn mark.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll try that in a minute
Quicker
once
way
I
of
get
doing it.
once I get a bit closer.
May I say,
tool rest
though,
out of the way though.
not being safety police, if you're a newer turner, that can be a bit catastrophic, because if you push a bit too hard and it binds,
Yeah.
it's
And
going
rip out
to
your hand very quickly.
You rip out your hand is right.
So, I mean, I'm not being safety police, but for a newer turner, I think
No, you're quite right, Mike.
not quite a good idea.
But to go yet.
That is another
And the
reason why
thing-
the tool rest has got to be completely out of the way,
Yes.
because otherwise your arm's going to hit it quite
And
hard.
the thing with this process is, it doesn't matter how many times you stop,
No.
Exactly.
test, and start again. That's all part of the process of making lids for boxes.
And it's true to say that the more you make, I haven't made a box for quite a while, but the more you make, the more accurate you become, or less you have to do less
you'll get
fittings.
quicker at it. Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
you'll get more
But-
of a feel for the
But as I
where it
always say,
should be.
speed is not of any importance whatsoever in this.
None whatsoever.
Thank
It's
God.
supposed to be a hobby. It's not. I'm not a production turner.
Exactly.
That's me creeping up onto the original line I made now. So we should be getting somewhere close to going in there. And it's not far away now, about half a mil or something. A little bit more. As everybody holds their breath and waits till I make it too loose. So I'm just getting rid of a little bit that's in the bottom there.
Spitfire said, and if you mess up on the lid and make it too loose, just put a mini hinge on it. I've got to say, I got a weird obsession with those little round hinges. I love them.
You like them, Pete, do you?
Yeah, they're great fun.
I've yet to be successful with one of those. Got two of them
Yeah,
sat
they
in
do.
the
They
drawer,
do
yeah.
require. I think Mike did one not too long ago, which was
I've never done one.
it was a good explanation of how you've got to be careful and what to look out for. But
XP's asking, is the lid fit so critical, or is it only wood turners that are exacting? Does the
It's
average
only-
customer know the difference?
Not a lot.
The only thing I'd say to that, Rex, is that as long as it's not loose, and by loose I mean you can wiggle it,
Wobbling about, yeah.
yeah, then that's not very nice. But it doesn't have to be a pop. A pop fit is a very impractical fit. It's more of a kudos thing. And the other thing you
That-
have to remember is
Yeah.
as soon as you take it in the house from your workshop, where the ambient temperature, humidity, etc., is going to be different, my advice always is don't put the lid on the base until it's been in the house for a couple of weeks to adapt to your central heating or whatever heating you got in there, because you might have to take it back into the workshop and just take thousandths off to get it to fit, because I've had boxes stick and you can't get them apart because they've slightly warped. Although it's end grain, it's long grain we're working with, it can move slightly depending on the
Yeah,
wood
no.
as well.
Brian,
there you
that's,
go.
that's a good jam chuck
That's it.
fit.
That's a good
excellent.
fit there.
that's where you want to start.
Yeah,
Wanna
that's
Bring your
good.
tailstock up now.
I don't want to finish hollow on the inside of that lid.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, you can finish that.
Do that first.
Bet you can take that to finish if you want.
Steve Ash is asking, does anyone know if the Nova jaws fit the Patriot chucks?
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
Yes.
Nova Record Power and Sorby Chuck Patriot,
They're all
Are
made
all
under
similar.
license.
all similar. Similar jaw sizes, etc.
Pete?
Yeah.
Pete. No, sorry, I meant Brian. Brian,
Like that. Yes, mate.
have you got a small round nose scraper?
No, the only one I've got is 1 inch. Mate,
Oh, it's 1 inch. Okay. Because I was just going to say, again, for the newer Turner, the dimple in the bottom of the
although I have
hole in
one
there.
here I have this little tool which
No.
is
That's
No.
a Bedan.
it's not. It's got a little bevel on it. It's got a little.
Yeah, I was going to say, even if you use your big scraper, just
to take that.
take the dimple out, it's an easier way than trying to keep turning. I'm not saying you can't do it, but again,
No, but there you go. That's the same thing. In fact,
Yeah,
I'll just
that's-
going to convert that into a scraper and I'll negative break it as well.
Yeah.
It is a very slight radius
oh,
on
you've
that.
got a radius on it. That's right.
So rather than trying to do it with a straight edge, you get one wing cut.
You want
Gerald's got a question. He says, surely when you're going to the sanding process, the fit will not be the same. Gerard, I
sand the
never
tenon.
sand the
I
tenon
won't be
or the
sanding the tenon.
mortise.
You don't sand the tenon or the mortise.
No.
Nope, won't be sanding it at all. Now that's as far as I'm going with that. I think that's
I'll
a good hint. I'll make that into a small scraper for boxes.
I'll go as far as to say that I don't use when I'm using Yorkshire grit. I don't
that's
use
perfect.
Yorkshire grit on the tenon either or the mortise. I try and keep it away because there is an abrasive characteristic to it,
That's
and
perfect.
that can make the fit a little loose.
Yep. I'm not going to sand that at all now. That's
No.
as finished as that's going to get.
See,
So
I
we'll
would
give that-
probably use grit on this after I've done the outside, because that fit currently is too tight.
Oh yeah, no.
It's
What
too-
I'm
Grit's a
yeah,
saying
very
is,
good way of
yeah.
adjusting that
yeah,
to get it
yeah.
right.
It is more of a pop fit than a lift off fit, to be honest.
But
And that's on
that fit is
snowball
perfect for the next step.
Yeah, because you've got a jam chuck there.
So we'll just give that a quick bit of sanding, seal it. A little bit of Yorkshire grit. Just to kind of give it a finish on the inside.
Is Joe still with us?
Joe? Yeah, Joe's
Yes,
still
I'm
there,
still with you. Yeah.
I thought you'd fallen asleep.
Haven't said much
No,
there
I'm
for a
not
while.
falling asleep. I'm just listening to you lot twittering along between you all.
Lewis the Klondike Grassman is in. Hi, Lewis.
Yeah. Hi,
Hi,
Lewis.
Lewis. Welcome
Hiya.
along from
Good
Canada.
afternoon, Lewis.
See what I was saying here, Pete, and I know I'm going on about it. If you're going to be using Yorkshire grit here now, Brian, obviously. Now, if your fitting wasn't quite as tight as it is, and you use Yorkshire grit, that's going to reduce the diameter or the dimensions of your mortise.
Brent's made a fair point. He said, would it be prudent at this point to mention using wet wood for box making and fitting of the lid? My opinion, with wet wood and boxes, they don't go together. Don't use wet wood for boxes.
Well, I try not to.
You can, but you can't finish them off. You've got to. I've turned wet boxes, and you just rough turn them, do a rough, not fitting at all. You turn the shape, blah blah blah, put it away, let it dry, and light with a bowl, leave enough timber on there so you can finish turn it when it's dry. You can rough turn them.
It's too easy. Life's too short for doing wet boxes.
Yeah, if you do production work or if you're doing something for a craft fair and you find yourself, I've got some wood I could use for that, you could rough turn it and then you just have to finish turn it when you want to get it ready for your craft fair or whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
To be honest, your box wall is usually under 4 mil. Well, the ones I make usually are. So I would turn them, keep them in pairs, stick them in the house for 2 weeks, then I take them out and finish them, and they're fine.
Yeah.
Because 4 mil will dry ever so quick.
Yeah.
4 mil new drives, you're cutting it.
And a little tip as well, when you're marrying up to keep the same lid with the base that you've turned, if you're doing a batch of, let's say, a dozen of them, you could use masking tape to stick them together so you don't lose the lid.
And Mike, you're banned from using masking tape.
I didn't say I could use it. I said other people could, because other people aren't banned from using it.
Tisk.
And if you're short of masking tape, give Wayne the Woodturner a message and he'll send you some of the excess that I put in with this parcel.
Brian, I've just put my link in, is that all right?
That's okay, mate, yep. If Lewis has got his link done, he could pop his in as well for tonight.
Benjamin's
this evening, guys, whatever time, quarter to 8 o'clock.
Benjamin has made a point here. Most of the box makers I follow always rough out their boxes and leave to dry for a few months, even with dried wood, because the stresses being released can still cause it to warp.
It can.
There you go. Basically, wood is a living thing. It's got to take on or get rid of moisture depending on the environment it's in. And that's just a thing you have to live with. My first proper box I turned was about 9 years ago out of a piece of a hardwood that was used for window frames. So it could have been Meranti, teak, whatever, Sapele. And I turned that in the garage. It's been in the house for 8-9 years. It's only a little tiny thing, and the lid still fits as good today as it did then. But that is an exception to the rule, in my opinion.
I'll do. That's enough finish on the inside of that.
It is.
Everyone gets lucky at least once, Mike.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I even turn a one-piece goblet occasionally, but very rarely.
Brian,
Yes, man.
line your grain up at this point.
Brian,
Yes, man.
is the fit is it slightly less tight than it was before
Yes.
you? Yeah. Point
Just-
proven.
Just a
Thank
tiny
you.
bit because of the because of the Yorkshire grit.
Yeah.
Just a tiny little bit. It's still a pop fit, but just a
Yeah,
tiny
yeah.
little bit.
Yeah.
Tiny
John
little
from
bit.
New Jersey has joined us. Good
Hi,
afternoon,
John.
John.
So
I
that's
don't
a
know
good
whether we
lineup.
actually said hello to. I was trying to work it
Let's see.
out. We asked his question. Let me just have a look.
That's a
Nice
good
scope
grain
up
match
with that.
there.
Steve Ash, I think.
Right.
We asked
Got a
his
bit of that.
question, but I don't think we said hello to him to start off with.
No, that's a really good idea there, Brian.
Just a little
hope
squirt
none of it
methylated
leaks into
spirits.
the tenon and expands the
That'll be all right.
tenon.
Be all right. It's only methylated spirits that'll wear off in a minute.
I've had that happen, believe me. That looks really
No, it's
good.
still fine, mate.
Yeah, no, I wasn't being funny, but a lovely match.
Just there.
Nice.
No, so, yeah.
Well,
Get
no,
your
but
tail
it doesn't
sock
matter.
up.
No,
Not
moved
quite,
today.
just a little bit. You have a look on your touch.
There's a good line there to see.
Yeah, that's excellent.
There we go.
That's it. Now bring your tailstock up.
Tailstock.
Yeah,
Yes, boss.
preferably with a live centre in it.
Oh, look, no lines.
Not just ram that against it and spin the lathe. That'll do good.
Just put
That'll
that
miss.
little ring centre in, it'll be fine.
Yeah, just to give that little bit of added security. Isn't that right, Pete?
Yeah.
Look,
Now, if
tailstock.
you're like me at this point, you go get a cup of coffee, and you come back and think, hang on a minute, how thick was that wall?
Yeah,
And
how
you take
thick
it
is
all
that
apart
wall?
again to have a look before you go to the next
Yeah,
stage.
it's not very thick.
Right, now you get to work the outside, and
So it's not quite. It doesn't quite. There's a little ridge there. But I think I don't know if I should. I'm going to round the bottom a little bit. I think.
yeah, I always take a finishing cut across the entire box at this stage.
All right.
Yeah, and that makes everything line up nicely then.
Should I do that with a skew or a spindle gauge?
Mark, yes, I do. I just put the link in. I'll put the link in again if you like.
If you're
Raise
keeping
tool wrist.
straight sides, which you are on this one, presumably apart from the
Yeah,
bottom.
I'm just going straight. I'm just going to round the edge off a little bit.
Yeah, you could actually just sand it. You know, with all you're looking for is to get a seamless feel when you rub your hand from the bottom to the top of the box. You don't need to use a tool. You could use 120 grit. That's what I do. But you're just trying to prove your adeptness with a skew, which is fair enough.
No, I'm not. I just like using it.
Well, yeah. But what I'm saying is there is an option for just sanding it to get it perfectly flush.
Look at the finish coming off of that.
Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? That's not a good finish, Mark. What it is rubbing the bevel too hard and he's burnishing the wood.
I'm not rubbing the bevel at all. Look, it's not even right yet. Gee, well,
I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding.
That was classic, Mike. Oh man, I'll feed them to you. You knock them out the park.
Yeah, I will. Don't you worry.
Hey.
Super job, Brian. Absolutely. It is marvellous. Everybody goes quiet, chat, everything. All the buses stop, all the trains wait to the platform. That's brilliant.
If I was going to decorate this at all, now would be the time to decorate it, wouldn't it?
Well, funny you say that. Ben has just said a slight V notch at the joint.
Yes.
Plus, and I will add plus a line either side,
That's
will
what I
help
was thinking.
disguise the grain match, and also looks better in his opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what you
So-
think of your opinion, Ben. I hate to have just twice I've agreed with Ben today. Something wrong.
That's twice Ben's been sensible.
Yeah, I know.
I
You have
swear
to
he
stop
must
this,
be ill.
Benny. You're going to be banned, mate.
Is it really
Hey,
Ben?
these
Another one.
there's another one.
Blocked.
So this gap here, that between these lines, needs to be the same, doesn't it? So
Yep.
I just do about 3 or 4 mil there, like that,
Yes. Three lines. Yeah.
and then do the same.
You're doing well today, Brian. That's 3 I've had to block.
There's
Hang on a minute. I blocked that one.
You didn't. I did.
No, I did.
oh, let's not.
That's
No,
why
that's
it says.
okay.
That's why it says that person's name was hidden and blocked by Mark the Gentleman Woodturner.
At
Did you
first
do it
it
as
said
well,
by
Joe?
Joe Senior. I
Oh,
did
Todd-
it as
he's-
well,
so
yeah.
He's been blocked twice then.
Todd has just said that Ben is now known as the international stylist. That's right, Todd. I'm the international colourist, and Ben is the international stylist, and Mark is just Mark.
Douglas, because we're moderators, we have more tools than just ordinary people in the chat.
We've got spanners, mate.
That's why we have spanners, because we can block, time out, remove comments, put in links.
So now, would a nice little bun line on there be acceptable or not?
Yeah, that's what I would normally do.
Yeah.
The wood dude's in, he's asking, don't block him. What do you reckon?
I don't
No,
know.
Stephen's okay. You leave Stephen alone.
Good
I'll
afternoon,
tell you what,
Stephen.
though. I'll tell you what, Pete. I have to say this, and I don't know if you agree with me or not. It would be nice if Brian had got the lines equidistant from the join. Don't you think?
Yeah, it would have been nice
I-
if they were even, yeah.
I knew
Yeah.
you were going to say that.
That would have been a really nice feature.
Would. But
Can't have everything.
No. Of course, you could, as was suggested, you could turn them into beads.
yeah. Done that a few times.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you have, because you're a proper wood turner, mate. It's people like me who do things like that to cover up the errors and all the crap that we produce.
Yeah, I'm laughing about me being a proper wood turner. There's not much proper
Well,
what I do.
Yeah, but what do I know? Hey.
That's all right. So
Yeah.
now just round the end of the bottom off a wee bit. Drop my tool rest again. I'm not brave enough to do that with. I'm going to use a spindle gouge because I'm a chicken.
And for those that don't speak Scottish, a spindle gouge is a spindle gouge.
Spindle gauge, that's what I said.
No, it came out a little bit too
Sort
josh. I've got to use me spindle gouge.
Hey, oh, it came out a bit Scottish.
Yes.
Funny that.
Funny that, eh?
Ah, it's good.
How you doing, Stephen? Nice to see you along, mate. Happy New Year.
Hi, Stephen. Happy New Year to you.
Hi, Stephen. And Lewis has just mentioned, nice shirt, Brian.
Thanks, Lewis.
Pinned at the top of the chat in the pinned message is a link for the shirts.
Strangely enough,
Yeah.
if anybody wants to buy one and support the charity,
Proceeds from this year's shirt are going to, or from this shirt, are going to the next charity that we'll do at the end of the year.
at Christmas time. I think I'm doing the right thing here.
You are. Makes a change.
Concave it a little bit.
Yep.
Hey? What, the knob, you mean? Not the
No,
lid.
concave the base. Concave the base.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
He's turning the base at the moment.
Yes, I know that.
I wouldn't have
Well,
done
it
that
might not
myself,
be.
but
You might have a very big, might be a
I've done
big
this
lid.
wrong now, haven't I? I should have left that cannon where it was
Why?
Yep.
and finished the lid first.
Correct.
Just
That's
as well.
But
why.
you've
Excuse me.
Just-
taken Mike's advice and put a mortise on the
Exactly.
inside of the lid, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Because if you forget to do it, you have an option of, especially with that little chuck
I
is
could
lovely
go
for
off
that
you,
sort of
Andrew.
thing.
I really could. I could go off, Andrew.
What's Andrew done now?
How do you know when to stop sanding so you don't go through the bottom, Mark?
Oh, by the way, sorry. Just another thing. You could
No
actually,
point in asking Mark. He doesn't know.
in this situation, you could, for the newer turner again, you could treat the bottom of this box the same as you would with a goblet, where you would actually sand the nub off the bottom and finish the bottom that way.
That's what we'll do.
But you couldn't, there's options. There's loads of options with boxes, really. There's no right or wrong way to do them, I don't think.
I
just use a little bit of
personally,
sandpaper
at
to
this
finish that.
stage, well, I wouldn't be doing it at this stage anyway, but if I was taking that tenon off, I would cut all the way off, and then I'd have a little square of wood I've taken off of something else on the bandsaw that I stick back underneath the point of the live center.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
To go back on there just to protect it whilst I finish.
Yeah.
That's my normal method of doing that sort of work.
Another great tip there from the Ravenscroft stable. Talking to stables, and they're off and they're coming down the. Sorry. No.
A little bit like that, you mean? Something like that, Pete.
Yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
just a little bit, just to protect it, basically.
This is proof of what Brian says. While we keep all the little bits we cut off, they're always handy.
Mike Doyle's got to go. See you later, Mike.
See you, Mike.
Cheers, Mike.
Cheers.
Bye, Mike.
So, I might go try and take that completely off now.
I would take that off, and I would use the fact you've got a good friction fit on that other end to get it sanded nicely. Then I just shove a piece of wood in there to go back to the polishing and finishing.
Just giving his hands, so he'll go quiet again. I would be tempted to tape that.
Yes, we've got a little bit looser than it was, so I'm going to stick a little bit of masking tape around it just to hold it in place.
I was just going to say.
Don't do that.
Oh.
Don't do that.
No.
Why not?
Don't need it.
You think that'll stay on there?
Right, take the tailstock out of the way a minute.
Yep.
Grab yourself a sanding pad and use your hand pushing with the sanding pad against the bottom whilst it's spinning to keep it together.
Correct.
Sand. What do you mean by a
Hi,
sanding
Roy.
pad, Pete?
An arbor.
Arbor with a sanding disc on the arbor, and just use that to sand the bottom, and that puts pressure towards
like
the
my little
headstock.
rotary sander. My
Yeah, but just hold your arbor.
Your inertia
But
sander.
just hold the arbor in your hand instead of in the handle.
Like
you
so.
can, yeah,
Yes.
and you can sand
Because
that.
you're pushing that against the headstock, that'll keep it together.
Roy's the boys just joined. Hi, Roy.
Hi, Roy.
Good afternoon, Roy.
The only time you... Sorry, go on.
Remember to turn the lathe off before you take your arbor away.
Yeah.
The only thing to remember, I do favour using tape if you're going to put any decoration on the bottom. Although you're still pushing towards the headstock, if you go slightly off true, you could just take it out of the job. Exactly. Or if you're going to do any form of decoration on the bottom, I would always tape it.
As long as you're pushing towards the headstock, you're pushing the joint together.
Exactly.
Yep. Indeed.
The reason not to put tape on there if you don't have to is it's sticky.
Glue on it.
It gets into you get some glue left over when you're trying to finish the piece off. But as Mike said, if you're putting any sideway pressure at all, tape makes sense.
Just prop it off.
Because as I wouldn't have taken that tenon off, the bit I would be doing this on would be the top of the lid, which is the smaller part. So
that's okay.
But if you forget things, which you do sometimes, it's a bit like forgetting sanding sealer for Yorkshire grit. There's a way of overcoming it. You apply two applications of Yorkshire grit, and the same here. If you've taken the tenon off and you'd originally decided to keep it, or not the tenon, sorry, the nub, there are many ways of overcoming it.
I can just stick that on there and that will keep that in there. I can sand
Exactly.
the rest
That'll
down.
keep your pressure on and
Ideal.
hold it nicely without doing any damage.
Could have centralised it though.
Steve from SK Grass is
Just
asking,
close.
so what colour are you going to be painting it then, Brian?
Ah!
Pink. Fluorescent
Purple.
pink.
Yeah, that
Purple.
pink the other day was a bit pink. It was a very,
It
very much.
is. It's seriously pink, yeah. 240. And I'm just going to give a little touch with 400. Don't need it because I'm going to Yorkshire grit it anyway. Should be fine. Sanding sealer on that. Yeah, I'm just going to turn this off and then I'm going to round this edge off and put a little something on the. I'll use the tenon. I can reduce the size of this a little bit too. So sanding
You
sealer
can,
on
but
that.
you've got to be very careful because obviously where it joins, that's perfect now. You don't want to change that at all.
No, I was thinking here when I'm rounding the end off, I can bring it back a little bit because it's
about
not hollowed
halfway
out.
up, yeah.
Beautiful bit of wood.
It is lovely, isn't it?
It's nice.
American walnut is beautiful. And sometimes you get bits of pink in it as well, don't you?
I'll just take that out of the way for a second, just to finish that bottom a little bit.
The bit of wood went behind you, by the way.
Yep.
Oh, Mark.
I could have stepped back and fallen over that, Mark. Thanks for that, mate. I'll just pop that back. I can probably just leave that off now because
you can leave it off while you're doing the bottom and just stick it on when you do the top.
We'll do the sides and then we'll finish the bottom with the Yorkshire grit and stuff in a minute. Oh, don't push too hard. A little bit of Yorkshire grit again. How are we doing for time, boys?
Hour and 20 minutes coming up.
Choose to make a box. Oh, well, there's
That's
been
good.
a lot of discussion about the box, though.
That's the whole idea, isn't it? It's not a speed turn, is it? It's
just to let people know and see how it is. Simply how to make a symbol box. The process for every box is similar then.
Yeah.
Somebody asked Mike a question, quick.
Oh, sorry. Go on.
No, I'm asking. Somebody asked Mike a question.
Too late.
Quick.
Hands I feel pity can be soft as your face with light brown Yorkshire gritty.
You're bad. Robert has to go. Thanks, Robert, for coming in.
See you, Robert.
One great thing.
Bye, Robert.
One great thing about a demo like this, Brian, in my opinion, is that people can see what you're doing and they will think, oh, I think I might do it that way. It just gives people ideas.
Yep.
And then you can employ all your little ideas into it to see which works best.
Indeed.
It's very true.
I'll tell you what, the grain's matching up lovely as it's spinning. Those two lighter bits of green there, they're absolutely spot on, aren't they? Really parallel. They're superb, that is.
Those are perfect, yeah.
They are perfect. They almost look like a refraction. They're that good. But this is a sign of a true wood turner, you see, when you can get the grain to match up not only on the box, it matches up on the chuck, on the headstock collar for the spindle. Stunning, absolutely stunning.
Oh, I remember. Gerard, I've got a question for you. What do you call it when you slice potatoes thin and then shallow fry them?
Crisps.
Oh.
Sorry.
Well, yeah, not quite that thin. That's
scallops.
Crisps.
Scallops, that was it.
Scallops? Yeah. Potato scallops, is that what it is?
Yeah, you didn't have to ask Gerard.
Like
you could have just asked me.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Gerard's
like
professional.
yeah.
Fair enough.
Could have asked
Yeah. So
Pete.
shut up, Joe.
Pete,
What did Gerard
could have-
think?
Pete, you could have asked me, mate. I was a chef for a while.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
but
but Gerard's
Well,
not
Mark,
Mark,
professional.
Mark,
chefs and
what do you call
chefs.
thinly sliced potatoes?
I
What do
call
you
them
deep fry
crisps.
them?
Crisps.
You mean like you would do for a dauphinoise?
That's
Yeah.
it, yeah.
I call
Yeah.
them crisps.
Scallops.
Crisps.
What's a dauphinoise when it's at home?
The scallop. I thought scallops were fish.
Turn the
They're
speed up.
scallops.
It depends how you say it. If you're posh like me, you say scallops. I'll have some scallops, please.
Yeah, you've got thinly sliced potatoes in my restaurant.
When I had a
Gerard
pub
said,
in my
sorry, Pete,
restaurant,
didn't
mate, you
hear you
got chips
properly.
and that was it.
Gerard couldn't hear your question, Pete.
Scalloped potatoes, Gerard.
Yeah, apparently the answer is scallops. I've been slicing potatoes and then shallow frying them. I can't be asked to get another saucepan out.
Get an air fryer, so I'm told. Everybody says air fryers are
Oh,
brilliant.
yeah.
They're brilliant. They are brilliant.
Never
They
used
are.
one.
Never
we went
used
for
one.
dinner. Went for dinner last night at a friend's house, and they had one, and she did the various things in it, and it was pretty good. Must be honest.
We're pleased with ours.
Hmm.
I'm pleased with mine.
Oh well.
I think that's
Hope you
good
get
now.
one. That's looking good.
A little bit of Hampshire sheen on that just to finish the bottom. And yes, I am getting wax in the grooves, but I'll just reburn them and get rid of that.
What a toothbrush.
Or a toothbrush.
If you use a
Or hot air
toothbrush,
gun.
no, if you use, oh seriously, on the thing like that, if I use a toothbrush, you're burnishing the wax as well, so it gets the excess off, and it actually gives a little shine on the inside of the bead as well. Just
Just
a
use
little
my fingernail to take anything that's in there out.
Good idea, that, Mike. Yeah, good idea.
Little toothbrush. They should have a little toothbrush.
That's
That
it.
was Michelle's, wasn't it?
Yeah, don't tell them, eh?
No.
Oh, well, it wasn't Michelle's.
And it must be that one because that's the exact same design and make that I use, and they are good.
Specialist toothbrush, mate.
Yeah. Don't use any other type.
Wisdom.
Yeah, that's it.
Unlike anything I've heard this chat today.
Exactly. Well, that's why you are. That's why you asked us to come along, lads, to make him look intelligent. You see.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Failed again.
I've got a notion of leaving this flat at the top and putting a knob on this.
Yeah,
But then I might not.
little low knob. Be nice. Not necessary. A nice 4-inch finial will look nice.
Finny, a Finny
4
Bob.
inch finial. Get lost with your 4-inch finial.
A Finny
A
Ob.
finiob. A
Finial.
finiob.
Yeah.
Cross between a finial and a knob.
Ben says, do you lot have real teeth at your age?
No.
Nope.
I got 5. I got 5
Nope.
of my own. I've still got 5.
I got enough teeth.
I've still got all my own.
I've got
They're in a
enough
jar
teeth.
upstairs.
Most of them are my dentists.
They're in a jar upstairs.
I know painting bashing.
Retro
It's a really
stock.
nice looking box, that is.
The bottom done.
Right, before you
Hey.
take that out,
Yes.
next step is to get your fit the way you want it.
Yeah, it's too tight.
Right, so put
I
that
want to be
back
able to
in.
lift the lid off and leave the base where it is. So
Yeah.
I need to take a tiny little bit off this.
Put a tiny little bit of Yorkshire grit on it. Turn the lid down slow.
Yeah.
And put the bottom into the top. Gently.
And the grit will do the sanding for you. I'll tell you what, Pete, I think I must have read the Pete Ravenscroft box
Guide.
method.
So if to put this in here,
Yep, turn the lathe down.
I'm actually going to get to turn first to just use my hand there. Turn the lathe down as slow as it'll go.
Yeah. I personally, go on. Could you?
Sorry?
I would actually put the lid in first, unless you're accurate, which you are. That's it.
That'd probably be enough. Hang on, stop the lathe. Try it now.
Yeah, still grabbing just a little bit there.
Yeah.
Right, a little
Do a
bit
little
more.
more. Yep.
Can I just say that because you chamfered the leading edge of the tenon,
Yep.
that makes it easier.
It does to get in here.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's actually not gripping until it gets right down to the bottom. So it's not gripping there at all. But it is now. Let's try that.
It's better.
I think that'll do. Happy with that.
Right,
Nice
Might be
one, Pete.
it might be a two-handed opening, but we'll see. Just clean that off.
Don't forget to wipe the tenon off as well.
Yep.
Yeah, don't work it. You're making it looser.
That's actually made a very nice job of sanding that tenon.
Yeah.
And there's a tiny little marking just in the inside. I don't know if you guys can see it just there, where it actually grips.
Lovely fit.
Yeah, I find your grit is great for finessing that joint.
That's a great tip, that Pete. Thank you very much for that. I'll remember that, or I'll try to remember it. I can't even remember to use sanding sealer.
Hey, Glenn, if you're listening, there's a new marketing tip. Yorkshire Grit, the box turner's fit paste.
Fitting paste.
Fitting
Right now.
paste.
Next, turn this round and see can I get it on a.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
this
just
is going
grip
to be
on
difficult.
that.
Might have to put a bigger chuck on.
Smaller tins, paint them red, charge twice as much.
Tins, paint them red.
We've got white
David
tins, black tins.
Eisenhower's has
Hi,
joined
David.
us.
Hi, David.
Afternoon, David.
Well, David.
I'll take that little chuck off. And stick my SC3 chuck on. Hopefully that'll fit.
Right, David.
Ooh, look at that. Now, how can I protect inside that box?
It's not the bit you want. You want to do the lid.
Oh, that's a little one. No, you're right. It's this bit. Same sort of idea. So how am I going to protect it?
Paper
piece
towel.
You
of-
shouldn't. Paper towel or a bit of frog tape around the inside edge.
Yeah, I'm just thinking a little bit of masking tape maybe.
Another one, if you had it handy, put an elastic band on the jaws.
Oh, that's a good plan.
That is a very good plan. Oh, he's full of it today.
He's full of ideas today, boys, but I haven't got
Hey.
a elastic band to hand.
Thought what was supposed to be the sensible one today, Pete.
Yeah, I
Oh,
know.
yeah,
What's
sorry.
going on here?
Well,
You guys are doing my head.
I'll let Pete have his swan day, heyday. I don't know. I'll let Pete carry on. He's doing all right.
I can't get that in there. It's just not, doesn't want to stay in there. That's a pain in the ass. But this was, what we'll do is we'll just put a bit of tissue on it, I think.
Well, what Pete says, well, years ago I bought these, and you've got to keep them in the bag in the drawer, otherwise they get very brittle. It's the big
Could
wide
I just do
rubber
that?
bands,
Yeah.
and they're brilliant for that, Pete. I quite agree with you.
Yeah, I must speak to my postie the next time he comes round.
No, they're no good. The ones I use, they must be.
Oh, the big black wide ones.
No, they're brown, but they're about a quarter of an inch, I should think.
Oops. Yeah, I got some 1/4 inch ones.
Yeah, and you might have to wrap it around twice even, but it doesn't matter because you can do it really smoothly. For this job, anyway, it's ideal.
Mark Stratton's just joined. Hi, Mark.
Hi, Mark.
Hi, Mark.
And obviously, Brian knows this, but again, for the newer turner, be very wary when you're doing an expansion because you could actually split the lid if you put too much pressure on it.
You need to expand it until just before it cracks.
Yeah. and the good thing is that it's a good marker. When it cracks, you know you've gone too far.
That's exactly right. You'll know you went too far because it'll crack.
Right, this is
I
the
would be
third
using
time.
the tailstock at this point.
This is the third time he's done this. Benjamin, another good point. PTFE tape also works well.
Oh,
Yes,
good
Yes.
idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ben,
Geez,
seriously,
fire
dude,
today.
get
on
yourself
fire.
to a doctor. You're obviously not well.
He's on fire.
I've got a feeling what it is. He's been eating the wrong food.
The
Get back on the
PTFE
McDonald's and you'll be fine again.
is
Yeah.
flexible.
Seriously concerned about you.
John Scarborough is in the chat.
So I'm just pushing
Hey.
it,
John.
just pushing the tool rest out of it so as I can get my or
All right,
the
John.
tailstock out of it so as I can get this in here.
Yeah.
Now
And
I'll
if you-
decide what I'm going to do here.
Oh, is that a tape measure I see on the right-hand side of your headstock, or the right-hand side of the picture?
Yeah, it
Tape
is.
measure. Tape measure.
On the headstock.
Was it 4
Ruler.
inches?
Oh, this.
6 inches?
Oh, the ruler.
Oh, this here.
Yeah, the ruler,
the
on the
ruler.
headstock.
Oh, it
On
is.
the
Right.
headstock.
Headstock, that's the
This, yeah.
quill. That's the headstock, yes.
You could do that with a couple of magnets, couldn't you?
Oh,
Yeah, I've got one of those.
that's a really good idea, isn't it?
Yeah.
There you
Have
go.
you not got one of those, Mike?
I could do
Strange enough, that comes with the
with the
flexible
lathe.
stainless steel ruler. It comes with the lathe. You know, it came free.
Excellent.
Yeah, free. Have you seen the
Oh,
price
we've
of
got
this lathe now?
Well, you've got that.
No,
Mine's
the
cut
ruler.
out.
The ruler was £4,000 and the lathe came free.
Lathe was as cheap as chips. Right, so what am I going to do with this now?
I'd take it off, put it in the bin and start again if I were you.
Do you think it's as bad as that?
I didn't say it was bad. I've just
Oh,
enjoyed the turn. I've enjoyed the turn.
I think I'll turn that speed down a little bit.
Doing Ed Oliver there.
I just kind of try to roughly match what happened on the bottom. But I need to take it in a bit further because I need to make a little knob. It's going to be a very little knob at this rate.
Yeah, I'd be inclined to not try to get a knob out of that piece, but to make one separate.
Put a finny knob.
Yeah, a finny up.
Right, let's just round this end off again then.
You can actually, I mean, obviously, it's obvious what I've got to say. You can actually just round over the.
Yeah,
the lid.
and just leave it without
exactly. So many options.
If I just take that in like that now.
So I quite like that look, especially on walnut. If you get a nice dome, a really nice convex dome, that itself looks nice as well.
Yeah. You get a really nice, that start of the dome, the curve to the straight, it just picks the light up nicely.
Yeah. Or in your case, you could always stick a bit of gold leaf on it, Brian, which I'm sure you'd look going to do.
Yeah, no. I'll do. We'll have to make a little finny ob for that.
Nah, go with the plain bit.
Go with the plain bit.
Just keep it plain. Just
keep round that over into a dome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I do. But that's me. I mean, if I do it, it means it's wrong. So.
This is true.
Yeah.
Cheers, Pete.
I think you underestimate your own worth there, mister.
I think I overestimated actually by saying that even.
It's not that long too. You're going to do it live again, is it, Mike?
I was just going to say, I don't know if Brian minds if I say something. I'm hoping.
No, work away, Mike, if you want to make an announcement.
I'm hoping, because I'm having my eyes done on the 20th, my other eye done on the 20th, I'm hoping to do a live a week Sunday.
Yay!
Which will be the last one for a long time. So, well, for a month or so. I might do a box.
Might do a box.
No, a gobox.
A gobox.
A gobox, yeah.
A lidded goblet.
Yeah, a lidded
I've
goblet.
done that for a wedding goblet.
You've done everything, Ravenscroft. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, probably have. But
so I'm just going to make. I'm not going to make a lid at all. Just go take that off.
Brian, could you shut up? Pete's talking.
All right,
you're just turning.
Jeez, okay, I'll just turn here. Look.
No, go on. What did you say, Brian?
I'm just going to take this off completely.
Oh, that's not very interesting. Carry on, Pete.
You're a bollocks, Wolf.
I certainly am.
Brian, don't forget that's actually held in the chuck, so you can take the tail tuck away.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just leaving it to the last minute, Pete.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just saying that the couple that were getting married lived on a narrowboat.
All right.
So I made them a goblet for the wedding toast. In champagne flute style, and I made a little lid on it. And then at the end of the wedding, they gathered up a bit of confetti and a few other bits and pieces, shoved it inside. I'd never finish the inside of a toasting goblet. I leave it as plain wood, because some of the wine soaks into it.
Yeah, okay.
So they got a bit of wine soaked from the wedding. They got a bit of confetti, shove the lid on it, and it's small enough to keep on a narrowboat.
Excellent.
That's quite a nice little job, that.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
We are due sneezing, Joe.
And again, for the new attorney, when you're doing an operation like this, I won't say anything because it's in the chuck. Forget it. I forgot it's in the chuck.
You forgot.
No, I thought the chuck was I thought the chuck was the body of the box, and you'd actually put some metal reactive paint on it. You see, so.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So a simple dome finish then.
Yeah, I think that's going to look really good.
Yeah,
that's lovely.
Sometimes less is more, as they say.
Yeah, if I can just get it. We'll stop that for a second because there's something. Yeah, now, there is I don't know if that's tear out or whatever that is.
Change the camera, Brian.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
That's all right. Yeah, just.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just right here.
You know what that is, don't you?
It's a
burnish line.
No.
No, it's actually not a burnish line.
You haven't possibly had a very slight catch on entry there, have you? Not catch as such.
I don't think so.
Just sand it. Just sand
it. I thought it was a burnish line from when he was going across.
Well, I was actually thinking of making a decoration out of that.
Yeah, why not?
So I was just wondering if that might be the dome coming to the outside. The dome on the inside coming to the outside. You might be doing a mark.
That might be.
Oh, mighty! Oh.
I'll tell you what, Brian. If you just put a bit of 120 on there,
Yes.
I virtually, well, I won't guarantee it,
Think
but
it'll
I
disappear.
would guess you'd take that away.
I'm
Yeah,
not so sure it will actually, but we'll give it a go.
maybe the
Fresh piece
camera
of
doesn't.
120 grit.
Maybe the camera doesn't show.
That's better. That's more like the Ben we know and love. He says Brian isn't good. It's just that walnut makes everything look nice.
That's very true.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Ben.
It's a
Appreciate
bit like
that, mate.
Not the
you.
Brian bit, but the walnut doesn't make it look nice.
It's a bit like you, isn't it? I mean, you've got to really work hard to make you look bad, haven't you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Got to be particularly bad at something. That's not going away, guys.
John Scarborough's made a fair point.
Yes, it is.
He says
Yes, it is.
if you sand it in reverse, would that get rid of it? It might do, actually.
It is. It's getting smaller, if you know what I mean, Brian. It's only a small bit in the middle now.
But he is
Just
getting
there.
closer to the inside of that lid, too.
Yeah, there's enough there.
No, there's loads in it. There's loads in it, guys.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
reduced it. It's still there a bit.
Yeah, but it's still there.
Chuck it
I
in
think I'll
reverse
go
a sec.
back.
Brian, chuck it in reverse. You're only sanding, so it ain't going anywhere.
Pop.
Well, I've got pressure towards the headstock as well, so if it starts to unwind, it'll.
I'll tell you what, that's what's so great about these demos. It picks up loads of different things, ways of overcoming it.
Yep.
I think I'll watch a few more of these.
Oh, thanks, mate.
That's all right. Not from you necessarily, but
Yeah,
All
not
right, I was
yours.
going to say, I've got a huge back. I've got quite a big back catalogue now. You can go back and watch them. I'm actually surprised by the amount of views that some of my videos get.
So, wait. Sorry, guys.
Oh,
what Mark meant to say was you're not alone there, Brian.
that's
That's the way to do it.
if this doesn't get rid of it,
Yeah.
let's go forward again.
I told you, sanding will get rid of that sort of thing. And there's no shame in using sandpaper.
Nope.
Sa-
It's a
Sandpaper's
cutting
just
tool,
another
just the
gouge.
same, isn't it?
It's just another gouge.
Yep.
So I always take solace in the fact, if you like, as I've mentioned it many times before, Cindy Drozder, who is, as I say, in my opinion, it's
Yeah, a
gone,
little bit
Brian.
Just
Nearly
a tiny
gone.
little bit more, mate.
Yeah. But Cindy Drozder, who is the high priestess of fine turning,
Yep.
will spend up to 2.5 to 3 hours to finesse a finial with 240 grit. So if somebody of her experience, skill level, and artistic merit can do that, there is certainly
Yeah, there's
no
room for us,
negative.
eh?
Well, exactly. You know, you can.
Woodwork
I'd
learners
run-
ask.
Go on.
Sorry, woodwork learners ask. What's the lowest grit you've used when turning? Personally,
80.
I've used 60.
80 is
80
the lowest I've used.
I used 40 once because Ed Oliver sent me a strip of 40 grit with a note said, I think you might do better with this and get rid of your gouges. So I tried it, but I tell you what, that done half rip it out.
Yeah, that's like a house
Cool.
brick.
It is, exactly. In fact, a breeze block would be smoother.
I think Terry has something like, he has a supply of 20 grit.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go.
I tell you what, I do
too
like
much
to be
heat
right.
getting
I do
Right.
like to be right occasionally.
It's gone, right? It's gone, Mike.
Yeah. Say, nah. Told
Thanks,
you.
Mike. God, you don't you just love it when you're right.
Yeah, it don't happen very often, so I got to relish it.
Let's put a bit of sanding sealer on that.
Look at that. You see, I know I've gone on
Beautiful.
about it, but a completely textureless lid, to me, looks really classy
Simple
in
lines.
wood like this. I think it's lovely, actually.
Let the wood do the talking, yeah.
Yeah.
The shine on that just with Sanding seal.
Yeah.
It's great.
That's-
Scary. Scary good. Right, what have you done with my Yorkshire grit? There you are. Let's head over here.
I still think that shine is from the bevel rubbing on the tool work, but there you go.
Well, friends like you guys who needs enemies, that's all I can say.
Exactly.
Go on then, Joe. Once more.
Thank you.
For hands
that feel
that
pretty can be soft
soft
as your face.
with
With light
brown Yorkshire gritty.
Listen, if you two are going to do a duet, at least try and get it in time.
Just
We're
going
on-
to say,
hey.
try and synchronise at least.
We're on
I mean,
Graham
that's-
Norton next month, aren't we, Joe?
We are.
Yeah, we're on
Yeah.
the Graham Norton
What?
show, mate. We're doing the musical bit.
Yeah, you're doing the chair at the end.
Yeah. We're actually being sent in there by Jay Leno to ruin his ratings.
Seem to spend a whole lot of time Yorkshire gritting today.
This really
Yeah.
hurts me to say this. I'm really, really
go be a
do
compliment coming here
love.
now.
Yeah, I love this box. You'd really turn this well, Brian. Honestly,
Thank you,
excellent.
mate.
Alien
Like-
Ben has just said, I find it an absolute must to sand with the grain by hand if you're going to have a plain top. Now, stop it, Ben. Too many sensible comments. It's
This-
just
this-
That's four.
How am I going to sand it with the grain
Somebody-
when it's angry?
Oh, but
Somebody
don't
call an
forget,
ambulance to Ben's house.
Ben. If what I will say in Brian's defence, if you're hand sanding, I totally agree with you. But if you're inertia sanding, that is not needed.
But it's
you
end
get-
grain anyway. How can you sand with the grain on end grain?
What do you do? No, with the direction of the end grain, you sand with that.
Yeah.
I can understand what he's saying, but you,
Oh yeah,
there,
I get it.
you,
Yeah,
yeah, you go along there like that. But
Yeah.
I'm not
yes, yes.
disagreeing what you're saying, Ben. If you're hand sanding, I totally agree with you. But with inertia sanding, you don't need to because you get random scratches or random pattern anyway.
random pattern and then finishing with grit as well.
Yeah. Very,
John
very
Scott.
sensible, Ben. Now go back and to your former self, please.
Yeah, stop being sensible, Ben.
Yeah.
We're not used to it.
Sensible Ben is not welcome here.
He's only sensible because this is walnut, you know.
Yeah. I know,
That's the problem, yeah.
That's what does it,
That's
you
what
see.
it
That's what
is.
it is. He's completely turned because this is walnut. Appreciate
John
your input, man.
Scarborough has just said, is that the first duet? I hope it's the last. Thanks, John.
Andy Woodbuck Learner said, does anybody know how to replace the speakers on a TV? Yeah, it's easy. Just find the output signal and put another speaker on it that you can put outside so the neighbours can enjoy the singing instead.
No. Good idea. Oh, that's
Can't believe the cheek of that boy.
Todd has just said someone has hijacked Ben's account. Now, if they could only find Mike's house. Cheers, Todd. Love you, mate. A compliment for you, Brian, from Brent. What a great episode to start off the new year. Oh, hang on, it's gone off the
Thanks.
screen. No, that's the end of that. It's gone off the screen.
I was done. No, it's away.
What a great episode to start off the new year. Great entertainment from the earworms and chat, not to mention the fabulous tips. Oh, well, that's good.
There you
Brian
go.
has succeeded.
We try.
Success.
Very trying, that's for sure.
Let's not success at all. Just lost my chuck key. Oh, there it is.
Use a hammer.
And don't turn it the wrong way.
No,
No,
that's
definitely not.
not that I've ever done it for the last month or so.
No, I haven't done it since yesterday.
Yeah.
TJ Turning has joined us.
Hello,
Terry.
Terry.
Good
Oh,
afternoon, Terry.
it's the holiday
Terry.
maker himself.
Yeah. Hiya, Terry.
Eh, I can't believe he's only in now. That's shocking. I've been covering for that guy for 2 hours. Right, let me get my
So he's just got in from lunch.
probably.
Nice of you to make the effort there, Terry.
Yeah, nice of you, is right. Let's see, can I get this grain lined up somehow?
I shouldn't say this in public, but I didn't get up till 11:15 this morning.
The
So
Hobbit's in the house.
I didn't go to bed till 7 o'clock this morning.
7
And,
o'clock? What were you doing?
yeah, we went out for a meal last night, friends of ours, and we got home about midnight. Went to bed. About 2 o'clock, I just could not sleep, so I got up and I stayed up till 7. Went back to bed and got up at 11:15.
There you go, guys.
That is
Exactly what I did
brilliant.
yesterday, actually.
Yeah, I tell you what,
That's
little
that was
box
beautiful.
absolutely superb.
Lovely.
That's beautiful. That
with a
is.
lift-off lid.
Yeah,
Perfect. And the grain lines up pretty well.
yeah.
Swish comes up here.
Very nice. Drop it down a bit.
Right, now then,
Just
test
drop it down a
test the
bit.
fit is
Oh,
perfect.
sorry,
Yeah.
guys. I'll bring it
Yeah.
up.
Turn it upside down, take your hand off the lid. No, that's too loose. Put it back on.
It's not too
Start
loose.
again. Start again.
Yeah.
Start again.
There
Here
you
we
go.
are. Whee! That's it.
That's the fit. That's the fit
Yeah.
you want.
Yeah, it is.
And actually, if you turn it, the fit gets tighter
Yeah, that's common.
because it's not perfect. It's not a perfect circle.
Put your hand underneath it.
Can't find the
Put it
grain,
on.
right?
No,
Oh,
put it on. Put the lid on like you did before, and then hold the lid. Hold your hand under the body in case it falls out, and just there we go. Look, job done. That's an
Oh.
excellent fit. Whatever Ravenscroft said, I'd be happy with that. Mind you,
Yeah.
I'd be happy with a bottom to it, not a hole.
There we go.
That's it. You never get it
Right,
off now.
bring you guys back.
Yeah.
It's not coming off now. It's super good.
Yeah.
I had a bit of super good. Let me bring you
Excellent.
guys back in. There we go. So
Let's sit up, make it look like I know what I'm doing.
that was good. Yeah, that was a good little learning lesson for me and for everybody else. I think we learned a whole lot. I hope we did anyway. Just go there. I hope everybody learned something there.
Yeah, brilliant.
Using the collective experience of Mr. Walt, Mr. Ravensdale, and
Ravensdale?
I'll show you this little
Mr.
piece of
Becker.
timber I'm
Ravenscroft.
playing with.
Ravenscroft even. Sorry, and Mr. Beckett. Thank you very much, guys. And we had the pleasure of Joe's wonderful singing 3 times today. Yay! Although
Yay!
Mike Walt did try and spoil it by doing a poor duet, of course.
Yeah, I've got
So,
this nice little bit of wood here. Just want to show it off.
Oh, there. Wait a minute, I'll highlight you, Mike. Or Pete, sorry. I'll
You
just
can all
pop
like me.
you-
You won't
I'll
see
just
the wood.
put you in full screen there, right? There you go. There's a nice piece of
Wow.
wood. That, what is it?
Oh, great.
It's
Oh, okay.
horse chestnut.
Ooh. Let's
Wow,
see the other
very
side of it.
Oh,
Ooh,
that's full of. Oh, love that.
that's
That
lots
is-
of. Yeah,
that
that's
just
going to be a
shouts-
nice. That's going to be a nice piece.
That shouts out colouring, doesn't it?
I think I should be
It needs coloured, yeah.
I should be coring this because I actually want.
Yes, good idea, mate.
Are you going to
I want
show us
the
how to do that,
outside
Mike?
and
Are you-
another piece from the inside.
Are you going to do a live to show us how to do that, or a video?
No, can't do it live
Okay.
until September. I
So-
think it was next time.
All right. So I'll take. I'll
I
go
might
back to
video
the-
it.
There we go.
The number of times
I've seen a
I don't
few
know if-
coding demonstrations, but I'm not sure 100% sure that I still know how to do it.
Oh, coring. I tell you, I don't do it that often, but when I get a piece of wood like that, it's surprising how you tend to forget you've got your corer, even if you get a small bowl out of it, which you
Yep.
can.
Yeah.
Indeed.
You can. Yeah, oh, it's
Sell them
brilliant
as a
bit of
set.
kit.
So that's very good, guys. Thank you very much for coming on. Oh, geez, that's nearly 2 hours today.
That's
But
all
I
right. It's
think
been
it was
well worth it, mate.
I think it was 2 hours well spent. I've learned a lot, and I hope you guys have as well. I've learned something. And we'll Mark's on tonight at 8 o'clock.
Yep.
He popped his link in earlier.
Do it again.
And Lewis will have a video out tonight, I hope. I have no video tonight. There you go, there's Mark's link. Mike is on. When did you say you're coming on, Mike?
I'm hoping to come on Sunday week, so put a note
Sunday
in your
week.
diaries to make sure you're doing something else a week on
absolutely.
Sunday.
I'll have a
15th,
party
is it?
planned for that day.
16th.
16th, because I'll be on lockdown, you see. So
Thank you, Steve.
excellent.
So, all remains to say is Happy New Year to everybody. Don't forget to make us t-shirts. pop along and buy one. Let's see can we get everybody in a Maker's T-shirt and raise some money for a charity, which will be announced. But it'll be a good one, you can bet. So it's good afternoon from Mark.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon from Pete.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon from Joe.
Good afternoon.
And good afternoon from Mike.
Good afternoon. Goodbye.
We'll see you all
Happy
later,
New Year.
guys. Thanks very much for coming
Catch
in
you
and,
later.
and joining in the fun.
Cheers.
Bye, everyone.